last week, so, you know, PAX East just happened, and GDC happened earlier that week. And, real shitty move on EA's part. A bunch of fuckwads. They announced that they were shuttering Maxis Emeryville, which was the lead Maxis studio. For those of you who don't know, and I find that hard to believe at this point, but Maxis is responsible for all of the Sim games. I mean, and a lot of those were very groundbreaking titles. You know, SimCity, Sim Earth, Sim Ant, Sim Tower. The Sims is probably the most influential one they released besides SimCity. And, you know, there's other studios, but they're merging them together. And basically EA is taking over the control of future Maxis-like products. I've had people actually, because I was pretty bummed about this online, who were like, oh, you know, that's not the only, you know, there's other studios. Like I said, they're being combined, and really, Emeryville, I mean, that's symbolic. You cut off the head and the body dies. And I think it's really, really gross that they did it during GDC to try to avoid press. Because that's exactly why they would have done it during GDC and PAX Week, was to avoid any sort of press about this. What sucks is that, so they want to shutter Emeryville. Who made the shitty decisions to make the last Sims game as much of a failure as it was?
With all the DRM and shit.
Right,
like that.
You know, and I just feel
Small
bad.
maps. And,
yeah, I feel bad that there's people who are out of job. There's an influential company that doesn't exist anymore because EA is so far up its own fucking ass.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, The Sims always makes a ton of money anyway, no matter what. So even if the last SimCity game didn't sell that much, that's not worth closing a studio. It comes down to, you know, looking on a sheet and saying, "Oh, we can afford to get rid of this office." I mean, that's what big corporations do. It's really sad.
That's
but, yeah,
true.
No one thinks about legacy. Like when they closed the, you know, we were really bummed when, you know, they finally closed the Sierra offices.
Yeah.
Down. I was like, what? Like, you can't keep that open just for companies. Don't think about things like that. Some do. Some think about, okay, even this isn't the smartest, you know, decision cost wise. Maybe it actually means something to just keep this open or do this extra thing. But most companies don't give a shit. They don't have the heart. You gotta be a little cold hearted to be like a, you know, to work your way up to the ranks and being like a CFO of a company or CEO. I mean, most people that get to that position or position of powers in politics, you have to be either a narcissist or a little bit of a sociopath. That's what it comes down to, because it's to easily axe jobs left and right. When in this case, it probably wasn't even. It's not like they were losing money on these franchises to justify, you know.
Right.
The Sims games print money. You know what I mean?
It's, you know, we're not talking about scrappy little publishers like Atlas. We're talking about EA, which is just a cold business machine. That's all it is at this point.
How many companies have they bought and sold and got rid of over the years?
Right.
Dozens. You know, it's like, it's ridiculous. So I mean, they're still going to make obviously sim games. It's just that hopefully at this point though, it's like you hate to say, you don't even need the other people involved, because the frameworks of all of the Sims is there, and SimCity's there. You know what a SimCity game's going to look like.
I would say that's sadly true for the most part, because I've done so many sim games. You know, the copy and paste idea is easy, but once again, the last SimCity was miserable by most people's accounts. So just because the framework of previous success is there doesn't mean that greed can't get in the way and ruin it.